This is my book review of Market Wizards, Interviews with Top Traders by Jack D. Schwager. This is the original, and if I check the date, it should be like 1989, copyright 1989. So this was the one. I actually did a different book review on an updated version of that was more for hedge fund only. So it was funny, in the hedge fund Market Wizards, the interviewees that were top traders actually mentioned they read this book and it was kind of inspiring to them. So I have just a couple notes. Again, the format of this book is that he goes around interviewing top traders, and it's pretty much just the transcripts of his interviews with them. He asks them what experiences they have, like were they successful, what did they learn, what do they think makes a good trader, what do they think makes a bad trader, all of that stuff, right? And the crazy thing is, like, I've been reading some of these stories and I'm like physically recoiling as I'm like hearing about these people who just go all in, and they just keep losing and losing and losing. So it's like, when you see someone successful now, it's definitely not a straight path. I mean, like, some of these people were putting in like their life savings and just getting completely wiped out, and then, being sick to their stomach, and like, it just sounds absolutely terrible. But I'm going to, glean and share with you some of the biggest takeaways I had from it, because I think it's always nice to just see other people's experience. Of course, there's such a wide variation, which is something I think I've learned to appreciate, and it's helped me realize that you don't need to copy other people, because you shouldn't, and it's not beneficial, and everybody can get there through going through some different routes. You don't have to use the same exact investing vehicle. You can do stocks, you can do other stuff, right? Like, you just find what works for you. Okay, so number one thing is be patient. You should focus on one field or area of trading and learn all you can about it and perfect your craft. Play the long term. Every trader has different strengths, so spend time discovering yours and play to them. Don't copy others, because it's not worth it, and you will never get the same conviction out of the trade if you copy them, because you will never actually believe in it enough, and that will limit how much risk you're willing to put in there, and that will also limit your reward. If you're only willing to put in a little bit because you didn't actually make the decision, then when it goes up by like a lot, you're going to feel bad, and you're like, man, I couldn't really get that much out of it. And then when it starts to go down a little bit, you'll probably sell, because you're like, this is not my idea either. Another kind of important thing was, like, one of the top traders was saying you don't need to understand technical analysis to be successful. You can succeed without it, but you just need to have longer investing time frames. I mean, a lot of these people are institutional investors, and so they're like out there scalping, and they're like, trading every single day. But you also have other people who are just sitting on their hands, for years and years and years. And that's just how they play, right? And they wait for a good opportunity to come, and they'll act, and then they'll wait again. Everyone fails horrendously first, but it's after that point that you have a decision to either keep failing horrendously because you're not learning from your mistakes, or to actually try and figure out what went wrong without being egotistical about it. You have to be purely objective and can't let your pride or desire to not be wrong get in the way. The interesting thing is that a lot of these people were under like apprenticeships with good traders, but a lot of them are also self-taught. So like, if you think about it, reading books like this is kind of increasing your knowledge and awareness, and also you're just like seeing other people's experiences and learning from them, right? I think the idea is, after reading all of these stories of people blowing their accounts and losing all their money, you might be like, oh, maybe I should, like, next time before I trade, think about that. That might be a good idea, Another really important point was, don't focus on making money, focus on being right. If you're right, you shouldn't sell early until you think something in your thesis has changed. And this is the most difficult thing to do, because as humans, we're hardwired to want to take small, certain profits, right? And because we're so afraid of getting a loss. And then if we start to lose, then we want to gamble, in the sense that we want it to keep going down or come back up. Like, we will wait for it to try to come back up, and that usually just deepens your losses. So the point is like, focus on a thesis and try to be as objective as possible with that kind of thesis, because if you are, then you can say, okay, has my thesis changed yet? No, then it's not time to sell. I need to keep waiting. And that's the most like difficult thing. Those are the main takeaways. I mean, there was a lot of kind of crazy stories about this. There's someone who took like $400 over the span of probably like 5 to 10 years and turned it into like, hundreds of millions of dollars. And so there's lots of and there's people doing like futures and stuff like that. So I think it's really just like, don't focus on these crazy returns and stories, because it just makes everybody greedy. It makes you want to be like, oh, I want to get that money now. But it is a process. And if you don't respect the process, you're just going to keep getting burned, and you're not going to learn anything, and it's just going to be a waste of time. If you have any questions, put them down below. Otherwise, see you in the next video.